I heard about the Washington Women's Art Center. I've tried to think about how I heard about it, but I do remember the first time I went there. I was a recent college graduate. I was very intimidated, but it was a very supportive environment. I was working as a freelance photographer for trade unions and nonprofits. My background as an undergraduate was communications and a little bit of art, which was still photography. But mainly I did a lot of documentary videos as an undergraduate, and the whole art scene was totally new to me. I'd never exhibited my artwork, and at the Washington Women's Art Center I learned how to frame work, how to overmat work, what you need to do to have work in an exhibition. So it was all brand new to me, and it was really wonderful. And I do remember giving workshops as well about photography, how to photograph your work. I did a lot of work of photographing the installations on the board of directors from 79 to 1980, I think. And I was head of the photography group at the Washington Women's Art Center. I participated in something like 6 shows. And the one that was most meaningful to me was the one called Private Spaces, which was a photography show where the photography group met for a year and critiqued each other's work and worked on that particular theme for a year. And then it culminated in an exhibition and a catalog, and it got reviewed by Joanne Lewis in the Washington Post. So that was very meaningful, and I got a nice mention in the review. It definitely affected my career because I never thought of myself as an artist, and I'd never done any artwork until being involved in the Washington Women's Art Center. One thing that I really loved about the Washington Women's Art Center is that it combined my interest in art and my interest in feminism, which I had been politically active since I was a high school student, in anti-war stuff and feminist stuff. And so it was great how you could combine that at the Washington Women's Art Center. The first consistent body of work that I ever did was for this exhibition called Private Spaces, and it was a series that I did about mirrors. And I used that portfolio to apply to graduate school. And fortunately, it was good enough that I did get accepted to Cal Arts and went to graduate school. So both of those things totally opened up new worlds for me. I applied to Cal Arts for graduate school in large part because Judy Chicago and the Feminist Art Project had been located at Cal Arts. And so I thought that would be a good environment for me to be at. And on the faculty were many women in their photography program, which at that time, so I started graduate school in 1979, was unusual to have many women in art faculty at that point. Unfortunately, when I got to Cal Arts, that had all gone. Judy Chicago was no longer there. The Feminist Art Project was no longer there. And actually, one thing I can say is, in terms of getting accepted to graduate school, I know my activity at the Washington Women's Art Center really helped me get accepted because one of the professors later told me that my artwork was not that strong, but that I had an interesting background, and they realized that I really had not taken art classes as an undergraduate, but the fact that I'd been involved with the Washington Women's Art Center and on their board of directors made them think that I had potential. And I started dealing with gender and generational issues in this family sequence work that I did, and also with this work that I did that was called Sequential Interiors, which were 4 different days of clutter around my house. And so certainly the stuff that I was exposed to at the Washington Women's Art Center became much more intense in graduate school. But I don't think I could have done one without the other.